It begins with an influencer named Paget Sawyer waking up, brushing her teeth, putting her makeup on, but going back to bed and pretending she just got up to start filming. She is known as the makeover queen. She says she's been up late, studying and baking some sweet treats, so she needs to do a little bit extra for her morning routine. She begins live streaming, answering questions, and promoting products. Then she removes her bathrobe and gets ready to head out. She talks to her mother, who is just back from the hospital, as she is a nurse. Paget scans her mail and says she's been waiting for this check of $3,000. Her mom tells her to keep it for her college fund and not to spend it. Her mother asks her about a paid bill. She says she paid it. She says that's the least she can do for her mother since she put her in a beautiful school. Her mother says that her school is filled with bratty trust funders, and she shouldn't feel the constant need to keep up to them. Paget says that her best friends are also trust funders. Paget goes to meet her friends who came to pick her up. She tells them that she baked treats for her boyfriend Jordan to surprise him as he is shooting his new dance video. A guy named Cameron is driving his sister named Bryn to school. She is listening to Jordan's song. He tries to talk to her, but she can't hear him, so he blasts his rock music, puts her music off, and asks her why does she always listen to his music. She says because she likes it. He laughs. She says he pretends to be above it all, but actually he is jealous of Jordan because he is the super famous guy in his grade. Paget and her friends are on Jordan's music set. Paget tells her friend Alden to record her live on social media. As her friend Quinn hands her the sweets, she goes in his trailer to surprise him. But she's startled when she sees Jordan hooking up with another girl named Aniston as they scurry with their clothes. She is pissed and throws the treats at him. She breaks up with him and tells him that he's not worth her love. But Alden is recording the whole thing and many people from her school see it. Alden tells her she is still alive on social media, and she stops it with a weird face. The next morning she is in bed and wants to skip school. Her mom tries to cheer her up. She wakes up and Quinn calls her to check up on her. Paget asks her, why did Alden keep recording? Quinn says Alden was probably in shock. Paget says she's okay, but at least everyone got to see what an idiot Jordan is. Quinn asks her if she checked her social media. Paget sees that she's getting trolled and called Bubble Girl because of the mucus on her nose. She panics and says that she is a joke, and suddenly Jessica Miles, from a brand she promotes, calls her. Jessica tells her that she's going viral for the wrong reasons and losing a lot of followers. She says she sympathizes with her because she was betrayed, mistreated, and humiliated, but she completely lost herself in front of 200,000 people. Jessica says she is the makeover girl, and they pay her because people buy the products she recommends. Paget says she's still the makeover girl, but Jessica says she's a meme. Jessica says this is not good for her brand, and she is cutting her sponsorship. Paget says that is problematic for her college, and that she can redeem herself. But Jessica says to not talk to her until she turns things around, and cuts the call. Paget walks to Alden and Quinn. They tell her that Jordan's social media numbers are actually growing. She's surprised and says that before he met her, he was known as Jordan Dickman, and he had horrible skin and clothes. Paget says she's the makeover queen, and she made Jordan because he was nothing without her. So Alden asks her why doesn't she give a makeover to another guy. As the principal is announcing about prom, she gets an idea of doing a makeover for a guy, making him popular and winning prom king and queen with him, so that she gets her followers and her sponsorships back. And it will also tick off Jordan. Alden then places a bet and tells her that she will select the guy for the bet. They go looking in their school. They find Cameron, who is with his friend Nisha. Paget says that he is a total disaster, weird, arrogant, antisocial. Alden selects him, and the bet begins. The next day, Paget goes to Cameron as he parks his car. She asks him if he can photograph a fundraiser for the prom, and he says no. But Bryn apologizes for him and says that he's just like that. She says that she's a fan and Jordan was horrible because he didn't treat her well. Paget says Jordan's a dick. Paget asks her what does he like to do, what kind of music and movies he likes. Bryn says he likes rock and action movies. Bryn asks her why she's so interested in Cameron suddenly. She says she's just curious. Bryn says he likes photography and loves horses. Every day before school, he works at the Will Rogers Park. The next day she goes to the horse shed and meets Cameron. She asks him for a horse riding lesson, but he says he has to finish his work. So she suggests helping him to finish his work, and then he can give her horse riding lesson. He agrees. She helps him clean horse poop with a shovel. She takes some pictures while doing that. And Cameron asks her if she needs to put everything on social media. She says it's her job. Then, as promised, he teaches her how to mount a horse. She takes more pictures, but as she is getting off, she stumbles, and they both fall. She gets a little horse poop on her hand. She throws it on Cameron, and both of them laugh. Paget sees Cameron and Nisha at school. She thanks him for the lesson, and she invites them to a party at Quinn's place. Cameron was going to reject the invitation, but Nisha says they'll be there. Cameron and Nisha get to the party. Paget tells them she's glad they're here, and that she's going to do a karaoke. Paget is performing on stage and killing it. Nisha notices that Cameron is enjoying her performance too. But suddenly Jordan walks in with his new girlfriend, and she loses her concentration and goes off beat. Cameron notices that and asks Nisha why is she affected, and Nisha tells him that Jordan cheated on her and embarrassed her in front of the entire world. He can't take her looking uncomfortable like that, so he goes on stage to sing with her. They kill it, and the crowd enjoys it. After their performance, Quinn and Nisha tells them it was fab. Paget sees Jordan singing with his new girlfriend, so she says that's her cue to leave, so Cameron says he can drop her. In the car, Paget tells Cameron that he has an amazing voice and should sing more. Nisha tells her that he was in the Glee Club. Paget leaves something in his car. Next morning, Bryn asks Cameron about the party and tells him that their singing video got 2 million views on TikTok. He's surprised and spits out what he's drinking. She asks him why didn't he tell her that he had a date with Paget. He says it wasn't a date. Bryn gets a call from Paget, and she tells her that she left something in Cameron's car yesterday, and if she can come and collect it now. As Paget is standing out, she gets a call from Jessica, who asks her about the video of her singing with Cameron. Paget tells her that she's going to do a makeover of Cameron and make him more popular than Jordan. Jessica says she'll believe it when she sees it, and she cuts the call. She gets the stuff she left in his car. Paget then asks him if he can give her a riding lesson now. He says yes. She says she's starting to get a hang of riding a horse. He says it's easy, but everyone is just in a hurry. She says that he's in a hurry to finish high school, and she's like that too. But now, since she lost her sponsorship, she doesn't know how she'll pay for college. He says that he wants to travel the world and click as many pictures as he can. She says she wants to go to Paris. He teases her, saying that she wants to go to Paris to show her followers. But she says at least she's not like him, who takes loads and loads of pictures, but doesn't show anyone. She asks him when she can get to see his pictures. He says never. He says he's really private, but if she really wants to see what he does, she can join him. They go to a train station, and Cameron takes pictures. They grab coffee. Cameron says the coffee is to die for. As he is drinking it, he smiles. Paget says she's never seen him like this before because at school he's reserved. He says high school is just a place where scared people pretend to be something they're not, but this place is real. He says he's just doing school because his grandma shouldn't freak out. She asks him about his parents. He says his father stays in Sweden and his mother passed away 4 years ago. He says she gave him this camera, and Paget says that's why he loves it so much. Cameron asks Paget about her family, and she says that her parents are divorced, and her father lives in Florida with his new family, and she lives here with her mother, who is a nurse. Paget gets a text from Alden, who asks her if she is ready to lose her bet at her party. Paget then invites Cameron to Alden's theme birthday party. Cameron asks her what's the theme, and she says vintage glam. He says he'll get his sister and Nisha as well, and they all go shopping together. Cameron takes his shirt off to try another shirt and Paget blushes. Paget gives Cameron a makeover. As they wait for Cameron to show them the look, Bryn says that she can't believe he let Paget give him a makeover, and he might really like her. Cameron comes out looking like an absolute stunner. Everyone is shocked and Paget can't get her eyes off him. They all head to the party. Everyone looks at Cameron at the party and Paget tells him to get used to it. They meet Alden. She recognizes Cameron, and she's shocked and asks Paget what did she do to him. Nisha hears that and asks her what she means. Paget says with his costume. Jordan tells his friends that Aniston ditched him. Quinn and Nisha have a little chat and go get drinks. Jordan runs into Paget and tries to get her back, but she spills his drink and walks away. Bryn then asks him if he's okay, and he asks her if she will get a drink with him. Paget and Cameron go to a photo booth and almost kiss. Everyone's singing the birthday song for Alden, and suddenly a girl screams at a guy to get off her. Cameron goes to see who it is, and it is Bryn. She says they were in a room kissing, and he wanted more. She tried stopping him, but he wasn't listening. Cameron asks him how dare he do that. Jordan takes his shirt off to fight Cameron. Cameron trashes Jordan, and everyone is shocked and cheers him on. But as Cameron is talking to his friends, Jordan throws his camera into the pool. Cameron is pissed, and he leaves abruptly. Paget tries to follow him, but he is very angry and screams at her and leaves. Alden gets there and asks Paget, how did she move on from Jordan so fast? And she says that she moved on the minute she got out of that trailer. Alden tells her she's okay if she doesn't want to continue with the bet since he seems like a big wreck. But Paget says they're still on. Alden goes home, and Jordan and her alone together. As Paget is removing her makeup, she goes live and realizes Cameron's fight from the party has gone viral. The next day at school, everyone high-fives him. Nisha tells him that he is nominated for prom king. Paget sees Alden kissing Jordan. Alden tells Paget that she's running against her for prom queen. Paget realizes that Alden has been planning this all along from the time she kept recording her at the trailer and didn't stop. Alden agrees and says that Paget lied too, and she knows all about her act of being rich while she is poor. Alden tells Paget the game's on and leaves. Quinn tells Paget that Alden started her own dance crew with Jordan, and Quinn starts blushing after looking at a text. Paget asks her who she's texting, and she says Nisha, and says she's thinking of asking her to the prom. Cameron gets there and asks Paget if they can talk. Paget says that she thought he isn't talking to her anymore. Cameron apologizes and asks her if she can come home after school as he wants to show her something. When Paget gets to his place, she asks him if he is into being prom king. Cameron says that he just wants to teach Jordan a lesson, and Paget says that he can actually do it since after the party he's gotten a lot more popular. He shows her his dark room that he develops his photos in. He tells her no one has seen this before, and they kiss. Paget asks him why did he only show her this room, and he tells her that he trusts her. She hears that and leaves abruptly. He is confused about the situation and asks Bryn for guidance, who says that he should ask her to prom by prom posing her. Cameron prom poses Paget. She says yes, but Alden gets there and says that she will tell him the truth if Paget doesn't. Paget then tells him that he was a bet, and he leaves pissed. Paget tries to call him multiple times and leaves voice messages. Her mom asks her if he's still not talking to her. She says he isn't, and she feels like she's a fraud. But her mother tells her that she is not, but she is most kindest person. She says she doesn't even like herself anymore. Her mother says that she knows her daughter gets lost sometimes, but she always finds her way back. Her mother convinces her to go to prom. Quinn calls her. She's with Nisha and are going to the prom together. Paget tells Nisha that she knows she hurt her best friend, but she has really falling for him, and she's going to the prom to try and get him back. But Quinn tells her that he's not going to be there. She then calls Bryn and tells her that she has lost a lot of things recently, like her friends, her self-respect, her college fund. But the one thing that hurt her the most was losing Cameron, and asks her for a favor. The principal announces that there is going to be a dance competition at the prom. Bryn goes to the stables and takes Cameron's formal clothes with her. Cameron asks her why she's doing this. She says that she misses the way he used to be when their mom was there. He was happy. And ever since he's with Paget, he's been happy for the first time in a long time. And she doesn't want him to lose her, because with their mom they didn't have a choice. But now he does, so she tells him not to lose her. Paget goes to the prom, and Alden asks her where Cameron is. She says he's not coming, and Alden tells her that she's lost the bet. The principal goes on to announce from king and queen. Jordan wins prom king and Paget wins prom queen. Paget gives a speech and shows some pretty pictures of herself and says it's all fake. And then she shows some real not pretty photos and says this is her. She's been so busy being perfect on social media. But it was very far from the truth. But someone special told her that school's just a bunch of kids pretending to be something they're not. But it doesn't have to be that way. And she wishes she didn't have it lose him. She returns the prom queen crown and leaves. As she's walking, Cameron texts her that he liked her speech. She asks him if he was watching online. But he comes to her on a horse, and they kiss. Thank you guys for watching. I hope y'all liked the video. If you did, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe to watch many more such cool recaps. And hit the bell icon too. Bye.